And we're back, live in the studio. Second episode of the week.
Coming in hot to end the week. Pals brought in an old pal. One of the guys who goes way back in the day. Kind of around the times when mine and Rick's friendship started getting cultivated.
I thought you were going to say something about Giveon B.
Kind of around
back in the Giveon B days.
Yeah, those were early days. You know, when we started doing our thing, tearing up London, promoting, DJing, all that stuff.
We had some good times.
Yeah. Guys, let's jump into it. For those coming back, tuning in again, thank you. You're the best. We love you. Drop us a comment or DM. And those new guests, welcome to the podcast. We hope you enjoy what we're delivering, what we're putting out there. My name's George Boutsalis.
And I'm Ricky Liordi. In this episode, we had our good pal, Andreas Rizek, in the studio. If you might have remembered him from his days as a DJ producer Cosella, also remember him from back in the day in London. We were all good friends. Now he's working in the music industry with Ultra Publishing, Ultra Records, doing some amazing things and working with so many cool and exciting artists. So we had a good chat.
It was a lot of fun. Andreas' career has come a long way from the days when I used to DJ with him. He's doing some exciting stuff. He has some crazy stories, and the future looks very bright for him. So, Andreas, thanks again for joining us. It was great to catch up. It's been a while, buddy. So, hope you guys enjoy this one. He had some really cool stories. I think so. This will appeal to a lot of people. Also, want to just quickly mention that if you like this podcast, if you're a supporter, if you're a new listener, we would be super grateful if you could leave us a comment, a 5-star review, share it.
Subscribe.
Anything. Yeah, subscribe. Definitely subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Music,
and
Apple Podcasts, and Google. It would mean the world to us. We thank you for your support. And let's take Pals to 1 million. Let's go, baby. We want to give a shout out to a new sponsor and supporter of the Pals podcast. Just a terrific company. My pal, what do you got in your hand over there? Damn, that sounds nice. Put a few of these back yesterday, I think.
Oh yeah, we were crushing a couple of them. We'd like to give a shout out, and this is one of our new presenting sponsors, Kingsville Brewery. We've been drinking the Light A lager, and it's refreshing, light, premium, and it's a perfect drink to have with your pals on the cottage, in the studio, wherever you are. It's all natural, clean ingredients, award-winning Canadian beer. They're available at your local LCBO, beer stores, grocery stores, and some of the best beer we've had. And big shout out to them because they even gave us this nice red fridge you'll see in our studio on YouTube. So check them out at www.kingsvillebrewery.com or on socials at Kingsville Brewery.
Yeah, love it. That fridge is fantastic. Kingsville, thank you so much, guys. It makes it very easy for me to grab a nice, refreshing Kingsville Canadian beer literally right next to the couch. So appreciate that. And guys, as someone who's not the biggest beer drinker, I can tell you that these are honestly, the beer's incredible. We love partnering with people who we believe in their brand, believe in their product, and I can tell you Kingsville makes a quality beer. I really enjoy it. Like I said, I had a few of them yesterday for St. Patty's. So thanks, Kingsville. We appreciate the partnership. And guys, go check them out at LCBO and pick up a pack today.
And yeah, only 130 calories per pint.
Poof, I could afford to lay off the calories too. So thanks again, Kingsville. Appreciate that. Guys, I want to give another shout out to our baby, our project, our new platform, Cast. For those who are not aware, Cast is a new social media platform, and it's the first social voting platform of its kind. We are on a mission to remove the friction to participate in online conversations, and what that means is we want to create a place for people to be honest, authentic, curious, genuine, and just be themselves online. We want to remove that fear of judgment and reprisal, and create a curious community of people that can ask questions, give answers, have healthy discourse, and all of the important things in life that help stimulate conversation and communication. So right now we are in open beta. It's a super exciting time. We just launched the website, so you can now download it from our website, from our social channels, wherever you need to get it. You can go to joincast.co or joincast.co on any social media platform and download the app today. We're live on Android now and on iOS. And hopefully soon our full web platform will be up. But yeah, get to our website, www.joincast.co, to download today. We love you all. Thank you for the support so far.
And one last sponsor, last but not least, our good friends over at RFP Design. If you haven't been watching on YouTube, we actually have a brand new, sleek, sexy looking new couch in the studio. It's become a staple of our studio now, and it's gorgeous. And it's from our good friends over at RFP Design. Reliable, innovative, skilled. This is your custom furniture experience transformed. They turn visions into requests into reality. We've known Andrew Moretti and his team for many years now. We finally got a chance to work with them, and the whole process was seamless. From designing the couch to picking the fabric to the delivery and installation, everything, it was just super easy and convenient. They made our job honestly super easy. So if you're looking for any new furniture or looking for any custom projects, reach out to them at www.rfpdesign.com and let them know that the pal sent you. You won't get a discount, but just let them know we sent you anyways, just for fun.
Hey, throw them a discount, Andrew.
There we
Come
go.
on.
For the pals. But Georgie,
LFG, baby.
let's go. The fact that they pay us, they're actually legit beers.
Oh,
I
had too many beers last night.
We're going to crack them? Oh. Cheers,
Guys, I'll
boys.
cheers you with the... Cheers.
It's been a hot minute.
Jordan, how we doing over there? Cheers, Jordan.
We're good, we're rolling? Andreas, buddy.
Okay.
How you doing?
Good to have you on.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I didn't think you guys would actually want to do it, but I like to talk, so I appreciate
Man,
it.
do you know, it's always...
What do you mean?
It's always
Yeah,
fun to
right.
sit down with
Go
old
back.
friends, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Think
been
about
a
how many
minute.
times you and George played back-to-back sets
Oh, man.
in London.
Yeah, those were fun days.
Yeah. Back at up on Carling and stuff.
Yeah, and Cobra and all that stuff. That was
Yeah,
like
because Cobra, you started playing along when we got Cobra. You were
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
along with me there, yeah.
I play with every time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Fuck,
did.
good times,
Do you
man.
remember up on Carlene's patio, their
Yeah, those
DJ
are
booth up
best.
top? That's probably one of the coolest patios that never really got utilized.
Yeah, it's a good spot. The thing is, too, when you DJ up there, like nobody goes to the patio to like dance and anything. They just go to like have cigarettes.
Yeah.
So you'd play and you look down like, oh, no one's dancing to this music.
Well, and the problem is too, it's like that patio, September. Okay, usually you have September, which is the busy season, but by then the patio season's not as hot.
Right.
And then in April, it's exam season, so nobody's really kind of going super hard. And in the summer, London's not as busy, so like Jim Bob's and those places were busy. But imagine if you had like an up on Carlene patio, like the heart of summer with students there.
With no noise complaints.
Yeah, like day party or something, fucking wild.
Yeah, my friends, like when we talk about like London, like up on Carling parties were always like the ones that people just like eyes went the different ways. Like your birthdays or Ollie's birthday, or anybody's birthday, just like people's eyes just went the other way.
I was talking to Ollie the other day about this, and we were kind of
shout out to Oliver.
Yeah, Ollie. We got to get him back on. I posted last night. I'm like, who do you guys want to see on? Ollie comments himself, and I'm like, I respect that, man. Version 2, you're coming back.
Well, he's like the first guy we had on like remote, I think.
Second, yeah. Dylan Kane was
Like
first.
a year ago.
Literally a year ago, probably around there.
Yeah.
I think we did him early April.
Yeah. You were going to say something about Ollie, though.
Can't remember.
How's it been like starting a podcast and like the journey of it? It's quite fun.
We got
watch.
lucky that we started before COVID.
Right.
So
We're
we were read up.
trendsetters. No.
Yeah, we were set up. We were ready, and we had a little bit of a following because I feel like in the middle of COVID, everybody started a podcast.
Right.
Like in the last year, I think the number of podcasts created has gone up like 500% in the
On
last
par
year.
with like people getting dogs.
Yeah, probably.
Honestly.
I got a dog.
Yeah? Like you just during COVID, you got a dog?
In January, yeah.
What kind of dog you get?
He's a Kelpie healer mix. He's like an Australian cattle dog.
Sick.
I don't even know. Is it big dog, small dog?
He's like about 40 pounds. He's 20 by 20. So he's like up to like, I'm not very tall. So he's like just above my knees.
Yeah.
That's good.
How's
Yeah.
that been?
It's sick. It's
Yeah.
fun. He's got heartworm. So it's like a whole thing, but
Oh.
it's good. But we got a dog. We got engaged. We bought a
Oh,
house.
congrats.
All during COVID.
Congrats. And you bought a house too?
Yeah, we bought a townhouse.
That was
Yeah.
nice. Congrats.
Thank
Congrats,
you.
congrats.
Shout out Kia.
Oh, no, I
Big
like that.
shout out.
Yeah.
That's good, man. Good for you.
Thank
Where are you
you.
living now?
I live at Perth and Wallace, so like in the Junction Triangle.
Okay, yeah.
And we just moved just north of that, like Wallace Emerson, so like Dover Court and Lansdowne,
Oh, yeah,
Davenport and Lansdowne.
Yeah, I know that area.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's a cool area.
I'm a real
Congrats.
person.
That's good, man. I love that.
A real boy.
Yeah.
That's
love
awesome.
that.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
let's start. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there, and obviously
it's been
the
years,
career and
right?
everything.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. It's
Been a hot year.
Yeah, since like London, and because I went to Fanshawe and you guys went to Western and London, and all my friends were thing, but I don't know. Most people knew that I was like in school for music, not like all my friends were like MIT at Western, right?
Me, yeah.
But yeah, like from there, like it's been quite a ride and journey. And London, I fucked up a lot, but ended up doing really well.
Well, you worked at Sony after I did, I think.
Yeah, I interned.
Yeah,
you got me
yeah.
that internship with Danny Devlin.
Yeah, shout out Danny. I think he listened. You gotta keep the mic. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, keep
Rick,
it
man.
Got it.
That's
Just
it.
smoking him in the face.
So yeah, I did that, and then I think you did it. And shout out Danny because he's still pretty heavy in the game too.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing
I
well.
see him all the time, and every time we have a couple drinks together, it's always like like kind of reminiscing as like he was my first kind of boss and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been a good long journey, and now I get to be the senior director of A&R for Ultra globally, which is really great.
That's
and
crazy.
Get to work on awesome projects, and it's fun.
So how'd you get that? Just like stepping stone one to the next.
Yeah, kind of. So like out of school, I kind of got poached to go work at a company called SOCAN, which is like performing rights organization. They pay songwriters and producers for their use. And then I did that for 3.5 years at a moment in time where company was like super corporate. And
I love how we're all crushing on this one. This fires me up.
I'm just going to hold it here. Fuck it. Yeah, like they, a corporate company that, represents, Canada songwriters, right? So like I got brought in as like the creative kid, and at the time like they were changing like, their membership department, and it was like it was truly right place at right time. So like I got hired as an intern for 8 months, and like my boss who hired me and then the guy who ran the department was just like, just relax, just trust me. So like 8 months, they like did a whole reshuffle of the department, and became me and my boss started like this A&R department, which pretty much our mandate was like, everybody who's a songwriter in Canada joins SOCAN. It's like what you do to get your royalties. But, there's like this like missing piece of like finding like signals within the noise and getting them signed up early before, our American counterparts would poach them. So like that was my job, and pretty much our job was to recruit and retain. And, from there, when I left, we had like brought back like all of the weekends camp, all of Drake's camp. I was able to get, like Murda, shout out Corey and Jesse and Daniel Caesar and all those guys like sign up to this platform and build like a great network, and just being super tapped into what was going on. And Patrick Moxie, my boss, who's like the president and founder of Ultra, he would come to Canada because we have an office here like every year. And he would just like kind of meet with me to be like, what's good, what's going on in Canada. And then like 3.5 years in, so August 2017, Awesome, who kind of runs the Canadian office, called me. He was like, hey, Patrick's looking to sign an A&R in publishing. Would this be something you're interested in? And I was like, I'll like look around and see if I know anybody. And then, do you guys ever watch the Defiant ones? With Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre. It was like a 4-part Apple.
I started it. I didn't
it was amazing. Yeah. So that had come out at the exact same time. And like I watched it and I was like, fuck yeah, that's what I want to do. And I called him back on Tuesday. I was like, I'll take it. And that was like, 4 years in September.
So now you work for Ultra Publishing?
Yeah, so I do both. So I work on Ultra Publishing and Ultra Records. Okay. Which is fun. So
that's crazy.
I get to work with like some of the best, producers and songwriters on the publishing side who have, had a lot of success. And on the record side, I'm able to find songs and put songs together for the label from, Steve Aoki and Kygo to Carnage and everybody in between.
Who do you think is the most underrated producer right now?
Jordan, take some notes. These are our next.
Dioro?
Yeah, he's fucking incredible.
He's not from Montreal.
No, Dioro is a Mexican American.
Didn't he have that song?
He did that one, 5 More Hours with Chris
That's
Brown.
it. Yeah.
We're working on like a full Latin album with him, which is like one of my projects, and we've done over 1 billion streams with him. He's absolutely incredible.
Just like super talented.
He's so talented, so creative. Like when David Waxman, our GM, signed him, like that's why back in the day, because like he's just so good. I think he's like, and like his like technical skill is fucking incredible. He's a good DJ too.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Do you find, kind of on that note, like you've come up obviously as a DJ, so you know how that world works and all that. Is it commonplace? Like, are more of the producers coming up in these DJs, for the people that see them from like public facing, are they for the most part musically talented, or are they more so just they know how to technically work things and manipulate sounds and all that stuff? If that makes sense.
I think everybody's different. I think the ones who are DJs who have started producing know what works and what crowds like and what people like. And then the ones that come from more of a, player background and like a instrumentalist or musician, they know how to, like, they're very good with like writing, so melody and arrangements and stuff like that. But sometimes those people just go so far left that it's just not going to connect on a dance floor. And so, like, finding those like middle ground people is really exciting. And then cool. So like half of what I do is like dance music, I'll break up in thirds. So a third of what I do is dance music. A third of what I do a lot of rap. Sweet. And I've had a lot of like fun success in rap music and then pop as well.
What's your favorite kind of vertical to work on?
They all are different. Like, I signed a singer-songwriter named Kane last March, and like he's something that like I would never. Well, if you were to like look at my roster of like what I have, like you wouldn't think that I would work on that because like I don't really listen to lyrics sometimes. Mostly work with producers, but he's fucking incredible. I think some people know him from the Garrix collab that he did, Drown.
Okay.
And then like we just did a single. He signed to Columbia. And he's got a crazy story. He just did a single like maybe a month ago, and we did like 100,000 pre-saves. It like exploded, like a million streams in one day, 6 million in 4 days. Like, he's incredible. So like,
pals are en route to those numbers, baby.
Yeah. So like, he's like a really like interesting
How many pre-saves we got?
vertical for him to do. So for me to work on. So they all have like their like benefits.
So essentially, like from a broad perspective, not to like diminish the different facets under what you do, but from an overall perspective, essentially it's going to find new talent, find up and comers, or do you still like even try to bring people over from other labels that exist? Or
yeah, that happens. I don't remember too much on the record side, but yeah, people come out of deals, and it's all about relationships with like lawyers and managers and finding out when people's deals are done, and if you want to do it that way, if you really like somebody. If we're bringing them from another label, it's usually like they've grown, let's say, in distributing independently. And then, at that point, they've grown to a great place where we're just like, okay, now we can take you to the next level. Because we got 15 different offices around the world now. So
wow,
we're
that's
able
sick.
to really, help somebody grow.
Do you travel at all for? Well, not.
Yeah. So like pre-COVID, like I was on the road.
I love how that is like a strict timeline now.
Pre-COVID,
yeah. Post-COVID. Well, we're not at post-COVID yet, but eventually, hopefully.
Yeah, pre-COVID for the last. Okay, let's say March. I got home from LA in March, so from September or let's say December 2017 to March 2020, I was on the road 2 weeks of every month.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because I got clients in Chicago, LA, Atlanta, London.
A lot of points on those, yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. It's like the one of like in Miami as well. So it's like one of the perks of the job, and especially where I am, is I get to move around. It's fun.
That's awesome. Of those cities that you've like traveled to, where's your favorite to go for work purposes?
Work purposes. Yeah. Well, they all
really work. Actually, anyways, do you consider it work? What you
I
do?
feel very privileged and honored to be able to like. That's like work. It's A&R is technically artist and repertoire, but it's really like airplanes and restaurants.
I guess that's the thing that's in the end, like they call it that. Never heard that before.
Neither have I.
Yeah, it's fun, right? But I fucking love. Can I swear?
Yeah.
Okay, I fucking love.
At this point, yeah.
Yeah, I love Amsterdam. London's fucking awesome.
I love how every guest asks if they can swear.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's always after a couple swears. Too.
Yeah,
Like, hey, can I swear now?
Yeah, I can't go back. Yeah, Amsterdam's awesome. London's great. LA's LA. Chicago's actually really fun. I like went to Chicago one day last year for Lollapalooza, like in and out, because I had an artist playing, and I love Chicago.
We did pre-COVID. That was one of our last trips together. Me and
that was
Georgie.
my last trip.
Yeah.
What?
Oh no, LA
Chicago.
was or Chicago.
We did Chicago January 2020.
Oh yeah,
Late Jan.
Oh yeah. That was for the like work kind of thing, whatever. Yeah.
Have you
Work,
been to, like Chicago's fun because like I'm fortunate enough being able to go to Chicago in every season, so you can see how much it's different.
Yeah.
Chicago in like January, February fucking sucks, but like
It's terrible.
August.
It's so cold and windy, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But August and like September is wicked.
Yeah. Probably one of my favorite cities, like in terms of like metropolitan cities, I guess, similar to like Toronto. It's probably the one city I would live in or that I enjoy the most. It's probably the one that I visited the most. Like I've been there probably more than New York or any other big
I
city.
would move to
We
New
did
York tomorrow.
We did Chicago.
Oh yeah.
Really?
We did Chicago twice last year.
Yeah.
Once with our moms.
Well,
And then Well,
like,
yeah.
yeah, technically, but like a month.
Yeah.
Oh, yes,
2 months apart or
Yeah,
something.
we took our moms on like it was your mom's birthday.
My mom's birthday,
So
yeah.
we took our moms on a
Mother
trip to
son trip,
Chicago.
yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, cut the Leafs and Blackhawks.
Oh shit.
Fuck,
Leafs
that feels like
lost.
forever ago that we saw that. That's
And then we
crazy.
saw.
Where'd you
Then we
guys
saw the
stay?
next day.
We stayed different hotels. I stayed at the W, I think.
Yeah, and I
Nice.
stayed at the Hilton across from what's the main park?
I know.
Grant Park.
Yeah.
That's where Lala is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
with Lolla.
yeah.
So I stayed right across from there. But we did. We saw the Bears take on the Lions.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I think so.
I can't remember, but yeah, we had.
Yeah,
a
because
good,
the Lions back-to-back weekends.
yeah, we had a nice little like mother son trip, and I've been doing it for that was our 3rd year. We
Shout
didn't
out
do
to
it-
moms.
Yeah,
Yeah,
shout out to moms. We actually just planned this, and this is a
Yeah.
little spoiler, but we have. They are probably our 7th or 8th most listened to episodes.
Yeah,
Still,
our Mother's Day
Your moms?
episode. Yeah,
Let's go.
We
We did
did it
them
last Mother's Day. At like early days, we didn't have the studio yet. Nothing.
Nothing. And we didn't have YouTube yet, but it crushed. Like
Oh,
everybody
bet.
listened to it. It's like
That's
people
so
still
funny.
message me saying that's their favorite episode. So we just lined this up right before we recorded this. So we
Mother's
got the
Day
moms
part
coming on. Be releasing, let's call it May 5th, just in time for Mother's Day. So stay tuned, moms.
Shout out to all the moms out there.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted about Lollapalooza.
Oh,
Is
sure.
that your first time you went, or have you gone before?
No, that was my first Lala experience.
How'd you like it?
It was cool. I don't want this to sound weird, but like I unfortunately didn't get to experience the festival.
Yeah.
Just
You saw the
You're
performance
working,
and
yeah.
like took off?
No, we
basically?
were just hang out in the back. I
Yeah.
was working, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
working.
So I didn't get to experience it, but it's fucking massive.
Yeah.
I had no idea what I was walking into. It is huge.
Yeah.
It's sick.
Yeah.
I think
So
it's
sick.
one. I think it's one of my. It's the first big festival I went to. I think outside. Yeah, probably
Outside
the
of-
first big one.
Have you been to Oshiega?
No.
That one's fun.
Yeah, we did Il Sonique, where it's the same park, Jean Drapeau, whatever.
Yeah, but
Difference.
Oshiega is like our version of Lala or
Yeah, yeah.
Coachella, and it's so fun.
When we did, so I did Lolla back in 2013 or something. Me, DB, Moretti, and Phil So. You remember Phil So from Western too? Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
So we did that, and we had it planned out. We're like, okay, this stage for this person, this stage for this person, this. We had the whole thing planned out. The problem is until you're there, you don't realize that you can't just stage hop.
No.
because it's a good 15-minute walk from stage to stage, and
It's
then
like walking
try.
to Central Park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So try doing that with friends is like borderline impossible because Moretti can't walk after a couple beers. Right? We all know how he gets. So
Right.
it's like to try and coordinate that's a disaster.
Right.
But yeah, we did that. Then I think the next year we went a big group of us.
Yeah, that was the first time I went. That,
Yeah.
Honestly, and then when I went, I was like, They made me. I'd been to Chicago before that, but the first time I went for Lolla and even experienced a festival that big,
Because then we did the
I had
Cubs game too.
so much fun. Yeah, we did the Cubs game. But interesting story. So I went back to Lolla. You didn't come with me. It was the start of my
Yeah,
like
your
world trip. It was my first stop. So like I literally left Toronto, went to Chicago for Lolla to kind of kick off this thing.
That's a kickoff.
Yeah, 2017. So this was like 4 years later from the first time. And I felt so old. And I remember watching Little Yachty perform. So when we went the first time, we would see I remember seeing Grosso, there's some big names, right? But even the little guys back then who were like I won't say
Sure.
little, whatever. Like we would be in the crowd and it felt normal, a bunch of like young people. But then again, when I went back 2017, watching Little Yachty perform and like Lil Uzi, I'm like in the crowd. I'm like, these are children. Like, what is going on here? They're honestly, I've never seen a crowd go so crazy. People throwing like beer cans in the air, going nuts.
Rap music goes nuts.
It's honest, but it just feels different the last few years of like the hype level, I guess. And maybe it's just
Of
because
rap music
Yeah.
or festival or live performance?
I think
that's a
seeing
good
rap
question.
at a festival, and maybe I haven't experienced it as much. Maybe you know better, but watching like them perform, I was like, I don't know, I guess the SoundCloud rapper, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It just felt different.
Yeah.
One thing before you jump onto that, I remember I did Oshiega, and my favorite part about festivals is finding that one random tent or that one
That's
random
the best,
artist
when you just be
that
like-
just absolutely crushes. And Oshiega, I went for my buddy's bachelor party. His name's Daniel Calero, and I know Glenn and Gonzo might listen to this episode. I don't know. But we went and we found this Perrier tent. And you know how Perrier sets up their nice tents with these random kind of like cool DJs. So we went there and we were, in no state to be at a music festival, but we were there. We're having a good time. Couple pops, couple Kingsville beers. Kingsville Brewery beers.
Just
Shout out to Kingsville.
Yeah, shout
We're
out to
drinking it. Why aren't you?
Yeah, 130,000. So we went there. We found this little tent, or I guess little. I don't even know. It's not a tent. It was more like a bubble, like a boxed off like green. Oh, Perrier greenhouse. That's what it's called. So we went there. We found this tent, and we didn't leave it for 5 hours.
Oh wow.
We missed everyone we planned to see because they had these sick DJs, just back-to-back groovy stuff.
Bars
And-
right there.
Yeah, the
small
bar's right there,
room.
and it's
I get
small.
it.
You're allowed to go on stage with the DJ and just chill. Yeah. Like me, Calero, and Gonzo have pictures with this DJ. We have no idea who he was. Probably not a big DJ at all. Probably just like some local Montreal guy. And like Calero's wearing, he had an apron on, but it was like one of those like Roman Coliseum ones with the little wee wee.
Of course.
Yeah, so
Little wee-wee.
we have a picture of him with the DJ like and the little wee wee, and it was just a disaster. But that's like my favorite part about music festivals.
Right.
It's finding that one random DJ, or that one random artist, or that random tent. And remember, this wasn't a random tent, but at Coachella, when we were in the Sahara tent and we spent like 5 hours in it. That wasn't
True.
random because they were all massive guests, but we didn't know the Sahara tent was that crazy hype.
Like that.
So big, yeah.
Wow, we were in there for literally 5 hours.
Yeah.
DMX came out.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I find like the trick with festivals because like I go to South by every year for work, and that's like fucking pandemonium. And like the trick to festivals is like don't go. If you're trying to like see a bunch of people and you want to be, I want to hit this and that, hit that, like you got to go in with the expectation is you're not going to see somebody set front to back, and you're okay with missing either their first 3 songs or last 3 songs.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's
It's
always
im-
a trick.
Yeah, it's impossible to see everybody, but that's one thing I actually missed. When I was done, like, I feel like Coach or Lala was the last one I went to. I was like, I don't want to go to a festival again. Like, I'm getting too old for this. I honestly, I think about it a lot lately and how much I miss just being at like live performances, being at festivals.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing too, just roaming around a festival and just stumbling on someone you didn't know that you would like or find.
Yeah, you hear that sick remix that you like, or like, wow, what was that? Okay, I'm in. This dude is, Martin J. Smith X. I'm like, yeah, I'm so down. Biggest fan. Let's go. That's what I miss.
Yeah, I think like for me the random thing was like maybe like Billie Eilish at South by a long time ago, or
That'd be
like
crazy. Jay's loves Billie Eilish.
Yeah,
You just look like you would like Billie Eilish. Like the Canadian tuxedo. Yeah, like I feel like that's her vibe.
You see that like her dyeing her hair blonde is like what the 8th most liked post on Instagram.
It's the number 1 most liked post on Instagram.
It beat it. It beat the
egg?
Egg.
Yeah.
The egg has
Shut up.
58 million.
She got 7.8 million under.
7.8 million likes in under an hour.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think the egg has like 58 million.
Jay,
Can you look it
check
up?
this.
Shout out to Cristiano Ronaldo, a number 1 follow person on Instagram.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah?
and he broke the record for most goals ever by a soccer player in league play or something.
Yeah,
800, something like that.
Social
beat
media is more
Pelé's record.
impressive.
20 million. Oh, so the egg
So the egg's still
Yes.
number 1.
Let's go egg.
20 million likes are dyeing your hair blonde.
is a sick picture.
Do you think her phone just died instantly, or she has a second phone? Or
No,
third
she
phone?
has it set up. The notifications are probably off. Like when you're that famous.
But then, how did you watch her documentary?
No.
It's really good.
Is it?
Yeah,
On
I've heard
Netflix.
it.
Apple.
Apple?
Oh, so let me ask you, best music documentary.
Defy Ones helped me got my job. The BG Ones is really good.
Because there were so many that were released within the last year, right?
Yeah, there's so many.
Shawn Mendes did one.
I didn't watch
Biebs
that.
has 2 or
Notorious
3.
B.I.G. just released one.
Yeah, the
He's got one.
Biggie one is good. Like if you've seen like every Biggie one, it's like the same thing, just like new footage.
But I don't think this one's a documentary. Isn't it more of like a story?
So I watched it recently. I didn't finish it. I don't know why it didn't resonate with me.
It's just because the story. If you've watched other ones, it's the same story, just with like new footage
Yeah.
that they probably finally got the license to use.
okay, fair.
Best music documentary. I don't know. I really like the Bee Gees one. That was good.
Do you know which one I thought was really good? Avicii's.
Yeah, that was good.
Like,
That was
so sad, man.
well, like I'm
you can
sure
see
that
the
you
pain
guys
that
have
he's
like a
going
lot of
through. You can see the
attachment
pain that
to
he
it.
goes through, right?
Yeah.
Watching that, you're like, holy crap, man. That guy clearly was not like into
Yeah.
life at that point, right? So
Yeah.
it's crazy shit. And
That's crazy. Yeah, that's whole stories.
on live music, George, you mentioned that like missing live music. You guys probably both know I'm like the biggest concert nerd out there.
They
And-
don't say, Rick.
Yeah, like I'm just waiting for
Just
concerts to
sits
get
in
open.
front of
What
that
are your thoughts
computer.
on like the live stream concerts?
So love them, love them. The only thing I don't love is
Sorry,
that.
do you love them for the like why do you
So,
love
yeah,
the
I'm gonna
experience?
answer. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll give you why I like and what I don't like. So,
Cool.
what I do love about them is that there's big production behind some of these. Like you see Kygo's, for example, great show, but Kygo's one where it's like, okay, it's at this time, and I can't watch it at an hour later. I went to buy it. And it's like, no, you have to buy it when it came out, or you're halfway through the set. So, like literally, I didn't watch it for 3 days.
They didn't save it.
Well, they did, but you had to watch it after. Or if you
Right.
bought it when that, it's like you can't just, okay, you know what? I don't want to watch it at 7. I didn't get home till 9 o'clock. I want to watch it at 9.
Oh, but you
and then
couldn't do that?
Well, the way it was set up is that you had like you would have climbed, you would have entered at wherever the concert was at that time.
Oh.
Yeah.
You couldn't like backdate, like watch from the start and catch up to live.
Yeah, well, I think that's how it worked. I don't know. And then even the fact that it wasn't readily accessible on my TV, it's like you have to go on the web browser and click the link and this and that. Because I think Biebs had one, or Shawn Mendes, one of those guys had one similar situation like that.
The Bieber one on New Year's.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bieber on New Year's. Like we tried to buy it at George's condo, or George's parents' house. That's where we had a little get together. We tried to watch it and we couldn't watch it. So that's the annoying part. I do love that it's live and it's good production. It's not just them sitting in their backyard doing a crappy little set. Like no, it's good production. It's good quality.
Yeah, if they do it right.
Yeah, and I love it. And even these tiny house. Have you heard about NRP Productions? Tiny Desk.
NPR.
NPR. There we go.
I've been watching them forever. They're the best.
So I just found out about these literally last night.
Oh my god, have fun. You go on a rabbit hole.
I spent 5 hours watching them.
One of my producers, Zaytoven, he like invented trap music with Gucci, and there's a Gucci Mane NPR with Gucci like doing his thing and Zay playing keys, and it's fucking hilarious.
The Dua Lipa
I haven't watched that one.
I love when you threw that out like he would I'm not saying that you don't. You've already listened to everything, but
he said have fun. He knows what Tiny Desk is, right?
I know, but like I've watched the ones that I
like. We're talking about rap, and you just transition. Have you seen Dua Lipa?
So
we just did a black coffee one that was just really good.
Oh,
Check out.
he's sick.
So I'd never heard of these, and I'm like, whenever I get home now, the first thing I do is I put on a random concert. Lately, I've been on Post Malone, and I watch like Gov Ball or like the Bud Light.
He's really
series
good
that they-
live.
He's so talented.
Well,
I
2
wanna
years
see
ago,
him.
like I followed him around the world just by chance. Like I was in Atlanta, and then his like 21 Savage and Post tour was there, so we saw him. And then I saw him in London at Wireless because I was there with Party. And then where else did I see him? I saw him 4 times in 1 year, the same set, just randomly.
He's unbelievable.
He tours like a motherfucker.
You can appreciate how much he loves what he does, and he loves being famous, and he loves his fans, and he just loves everything he's doing.
He's also like super young. You would never expect.
I think he's like 25, isn't he?
I can't
Really?
like. Yeah, some people I
Just 'cause
don't.
they're all tatted.
I don't understand how young.
So-
the best. You just moved to Utah.
Oh yeah.
He's talking about it on Joe Rogan. He bought I guess before the pandemic, he just wanted to get out of like major cities, and he bought a house. And he lives in Utah full time.
I love that.
100%.
25, right?
25.
Yeah. So
He's super talented. He's someone like I would love to sit down with that guy to talk to him.
He didn't want to be famous either. His friend released a song on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
No, but he was
Really?
releasing stuff before that too, though. If you ever heard his first, like his original music, it's
That's the thing that
it's
I released recently. It's like a
hilarious.
meme now.
Yeah, it's
bad.
very funny. But yeah, so like I watch a lot of concerts at home now, and I just found out I was hanging out with a friend yesterday, and she showed me these Tiny Desk series.
Oh, I'm gonna send you some
And it's
good
15,
ones.
20 minutes, and
They're so good.
I watched about 10 of them
It's at
last
the NPR
night.
office too.
Yeah.
I
So
I've
I
never
did
listened
Dua
to these.
Lipa
I gotta
last
check
night.
them
I
out.
did Adele. Adele's one of the best concerts I've ever been to. Actually, not one of. It is the best concert I've ever been
Probably.
to.
I don't.
I did Adele. I did Post Malone did one.
Mm-hmm.
I did about 10. I did Biebs. Yeah, I did about 10 of them last night.
It's like one of those like
Basically all the pop
tastemakers check
stars.
box. Yeah. Right.
Rick's guys, honestly, I've wanted to say this. Rick is basic when it comes to music. When it comes to music,
I have like the musical taste of like a 15-year-old girl.
yeah.
yeah,
But
I
you know
know.
what? Hey, it makes you happy. It's all that matters.
Whatever.
Kygo, Post Malone.
So let's pivot a little bit.
Avicii.
It just reminded me what I want to talk about. No, actually didn't remind me. Oh, sorry. What I got. So kind of in that same
Johnny
thing.
Orlando.
I don't listen to a lot of
Shout
live
out.
shows like just to sit at home. But one thing I did get into as a result of COVID is Circle. You know what Circle is? CERCLE.
CERCLE.
Circle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sick.
What is it?
I honestly, it's gonna blow your mind.
Okay.
It's so what it was, I guess before, or what it still is, but it basically used to be these like, it's a company that throws events, but they throw them in random places that are like have some kind of historical
So
significance.
like Boiler Room, but a bit more sophisticated.
Yeah,
and
Yeah, that's the way to
weird.
put it. So it's like they started in France, I think, and they would do them like in like these big, train stations and stuff.
Sure.
They recently did one with Sebastian Leger at the Pyramids of Giza. So like
Okay.
he plays a set in front of the pyramids. They used to be parties you can attend. So like they would throw it at the pyramids and you could buy tickets and party in front of the pyramids.
Yeah, so it's like Boiler Room.
Pretty much, I guess, yeah. So they, anyways, I've been listening to a lot of those, and it's put me on some DJs that I never thought I would have liked or listened to.
Like who?
The Zoo one's really cool.
Yeah,
In front of
Zhu's,
the-
it's pronounced Zhu, I think.
I say Zoo.
Zoo?
I
Maybe
say
it is.
things wrong all the time.
So
But I don't know.
It's
I'm
not-
not sure.
Yeah, so I gotta give a
Japanese.
fuck.
He plays in the Japanese Alps on like a house, and this is like Pandemics was like actual party. It's sick.
The one in the hot air balloons?
Boris Brescia.
Yeah, he's one of our artists. He's sick.
Yo, yeah. I thought this stuff was like, that kind of music was too, for me back in the day, crazy. I heard him play a set. I'm like, this guy is sick.
He's got crazy. I'm not a big fan of the music. Well, I'm a fan of the music. It's just not something I listen to all the time.
Yeah.
He's got crazy fans.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that fucking mask is
Well, he's
terrifying.
like, it seems like very like East European type vibe.
super.
So like I would listen to a set and I liked it, but I was like, this seems like very like crazy heavy. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I may have gone to one of their events in Amsterdam because I went and saw Peggy Goo. It was like 7 a.m. I just got dragged there, and it was in this like crazy.
got dragged there. Eh?
Yeah,
Peggy Goo is
she's good.
Sick.
It was at some
That's when I
crazy
showed,
event.
yeah.
There was like only 100 of us there.
Probably.
It may have been something that during ADE.
That and Solomon as well is one that I've listened to like religiously now.
What's the coolest event you've ever attended? Like cool by, I know obviously that's subjective, but in your opinion, what's the coolest event you've ever attended?
Coolest event? Yeah, it's subjective. I don't know.
Like for example, mine is probably me and George. I took George to a Kygo event at Union. It was like Samsung sponsored, so it's like
Galaxy launch.
there's 400 people in Union, which the capacity is like 1,000, but because of all their like caterers and whatever, there's like literally 400 people. And Kygo, this is when he was already massive. That was a cool one.
Crazy to think what people got paid for that. Like
You got $50K and for 40 people.
Yeah, I don't
400
really have
people.
a favorite. I don't
You know one that like really stands out. You're like, I'm gonna tell my kids about that one.
My memory is not very good right now. I've been noticing that more and more during COVID that I don't have the best memory.
My sense of time
But
is
sometimes like it's so sharp and good. Like ask me anything about work, like where something is. I'll tell you right now, like where the agreement is, what mix we're on, do we need this or that, who's placed beats with what people, what beats are held with this person. But tell me like one of these things.
come on.
gone.
Yeah, I don't know.
George, what about you? What's the coolest event you've ever attended? Music event.
I don't know. I'm very cool. Music event?
Oh, well, Bud Light, the Digital Dreams has to be
G-Von
pretty
B,
cool for you.
Cosella, Cobra London.
Let's go.
Honestly, maybe Sunnery, James Ryan, Marciano, Cobra London.
That was cool.
I didn't know about them until I knew a bit about them and I watched them play that day and they were just really cool guys.
I've been to like good, like cool, like okay. One of the cool thing was like South by 2 years ago. We did this like crazy Uber Eats thing. It was like a really private Uber Eats activation, and I went with our head of digital. That was fun, and there was like these like crazy chefs and like what's his name? David Chow? What's his name?
David Chang?
No, is he the
From
one who?
Mamafuko. No?
Okay, was it him? The guy I'm thinking of is on Joe Rogan all the time. He made a shitload of money for Vice. He painted all the Facebook offices. He's also a chef.
Oh, no, someone different. He's the guy who got paid like in shares to paint Facebook's office to convert it to $200 million.
Yeah. He like did this whole thing, and
I didn't know he was a chef. I knew he was an artist.
I don't know, but maybe he was hosting it, and Action Bronson was there, and it was like really cool. That was fun. I've been to like it's all South by because they'll have a lot of these corporate events, like maybe 50 people watching that Cameron play for. That's it. He like hosted this Uber Eats thing, like ADE, like big warehouse parties, and with our artists playing it, with Solardo, so you get to see it from a new light. It's fun.
We saw, I think, Solardo.
They're awesome
in Ibiza.
Probably at Ushuaia.
No,
They had a 3-way residency with Fisher and Camel Fat.
So then we would have seen the next.
With
We
who-
saw
who's
Fisher
it
and
the-
Camel Fat.
Camel Fat,
We
yeah.
saw them
That's
play.
the same party.
But
not at
but-
Ushuaia, it was at Space.
That's what I was gonna say. I think you played Space after.
It was the one
Or
across
no,
the street.
High.
But
Which is
isn't-
Space.
Isn't High Ushuaia?
They're
No,
across
it's
the
across
street from
the
each
street.
other.
They're
I
connected.
know what you mean.
It might be the
That's
same-
it. That's the same
you
thing.
gotta
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
I know. Like
Oh,
one of my
God,
partners. Do you guys know Attilio? Remember him from Toronto?
Sounds familiar.
Oh,
Yeah.
he lives.
Buzz
in,
Cut, maybe. Yeah.
He lives in.
He lives in Ibiza.
Yeah. And I have a client. I signed Lee Foss, so he lives there. So, and some other things. So I know if I go to Ibiza, I'll be taken care of.
That'd be sick.
Yeah,
I need to
we,
go fucking bad.
Yeah.
We went.
It's fun.
3 years.
2 or 3 in a row.
Oh,
Yeah,
Kia
we-
went with you guys too.
Yeah, Kia went with us. Shout out Kia. So we went a
He's
couple
I've
times.
actually-
never
that-
seen him work so hard after to pay off the credit card.
Yeah,
He was hustling, eh?
we had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a crazy time on that trip.
I wanted to ask about. Yeah, no, Ibiza's a good time. Ibiza for me and Mykonos, like Black Coffee plays Mykonos a lot. I saw him once there. He's someone I've probably not seen enough. I've seen him like a little bit. He's
Do you never notice he DJs with one
one hand
hand?
because he got like
He got hit by a car accident.
Oh, that's why? I always see him his hands in his pocket. I never.
It doesn't really work.
Yeah, someone told me, but I just see that he keeps it. Which is interesting that he keeps it down. Like doesn't like. I don't know. He just never pulls his hand out. Nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like a
one cool party I wish I could attend was like when Cafe Mambo in Ibiza does those like sick parties.
Yeah,
like
with,
Steve
like, the
Angelo plays like a sunset set
Yeah.
there. That'd be sick.
I think they still show up sometime from time to time,
Yeah,
but
they do.
like
Diplo was there. One of the times we were there, Diplo was there a couple days before. Or
Yeah.
something. Imagine watching Kygo play a sunset set at Cafe Mambo.
Yeah.
Rick has followed. Speaking of, you follow Post Malone around the world. Ricky follows Kygo around the world.
I know, like I wouldn't go see that one right away, but I could appreciate it.
Oh yeah.
How many times have you seen Kygo?
Probably a lot.
That one trip we saw him twice. We saw
There
him in
you go.
Switzerland and we saw him in Ibiza.
Yeah, in the same trip.
Yeah, same trip. That was
That was 2017.
I'm just gonna start leaking you songs and just blow
That's
your
it.
mind.
Oh, I probably get them too, man. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm in those like Kygo fan groups on
Oh,
Facebook
yeah.
and shit. No, not actually, but fuck, you never know. I had a good question. Here's one. This is a little off topic, so unless you're still on.
I want to ask South by Southwest because I've never been.
It's fun.
Obviously, I feel like you've been quite a bit.
Yeah.
Is it very different than a typical festival?
Yeah, it's like a conference festival. Okay, the music aspect of it. Like, have you ever been to Austin before?
No, I've been to Dallas. Dallas, not Austin.
Austin's awesome, and it's like where the festival is. You guys would fucking love it. It's like, imagine like, for people watching in Toronto, imagine you have like Bathurst to University, Queen to in between Dundas and Queen. So like a small area, and there's like every single place has music going, and like every corporate sponsorship has these really sick activations like that going on with like every show. Like you could see like Cameron and then Billie Eilish and then Amine all in one bill, and it's like that for like a week of straight. And then like, you know, during the day there's a lot of like, for the work stuff there's a lot of parties and like, you know, open bars and free food.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. So you can like, there used to be a thing, maybe it still is, and hopefully one day it will be, like if you did like SX drink and SX food, people on Twitter would like show all the open bar and free food places, so you could go to South by and not pay anything.
They really?
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah, but like
Me and Fat Pit, we going.
a pass to go into shows can cost like $1,200, and then like if you don't have like a pass thing, like an industry pass, like you're gonna wait for like an hour to get into some shows.
Wow.
Unless you're with like somebody who knows somebody who just come scoop you. Yeah. And then there's like a Canadian, I think he used to play for the Jays. He owns like a castle there in South by. In Austin, it looks like a castle, and it's like this like Canadian music kind of thing. And like at the end of every night, people will like go after party at the castle, and he's not even there, but he like stocks the house and stocks the beer.
Shut up.
And
do you know which player it is by any chance?
I don't. I was so. I don't know. I've been a couple times and I don't remember leaving.
There's a North by Northeast too, isn't there?
Yeah,
But it's nothing.
You want another?
Yeah, sure. These are fantastic, Kingsville.
Another Kings. Let me crack a couple.
Couple brews.
Yeah, I've been in some really like awkward and weird recording sessions that I should not be in, and like find myself in like a recording session with like Young Thug and a bunch of people and be like, I should not be here right now. Or like I play a lot of FIFA. You know, a lot of what I do is like setting up sessions, and you know, I work with like, let's say, a lot of rap, and like some of the biggest rap songs like I've either placed or one of my producers have done it. So it's like led me into very interesting places that you would not expect me to be in. Mm-hmm. Like strip clubs in Atlanta, sorry, Caroline, and like just like weird recording studios. And we did a session with a rapper from New York who's well known, and like the producer's in. I usually set it up. I'll pay for the studio, you know, break the ice, buy Jameson for them and for myself, and then like or whatever they want, and then leave. I'm not the type of person just to be in there. And like this one session, it was like from 7 p.m. to like 6 in the morning, and I played the whole, like both security guards and like 3 of the homies, like all night. We just played FIFA against them, and just like me and like very big dudes, right?
Yeah,
African American men, just yelling at them, and they're homies now. You'd never expect me. Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's really funny, and like things I'll tell you offline too, and like yeah, it's exactly what you think. I'm trying to, you know, level that up every time. So
What's your favorite part about the their favorite part entirely about the job? Like what?
uh
If there's only one thing you could do within your job for the rest of time.
I love talking to
FIFA.
create. Yeah, no kidding. Talking to creatives and like, you know, listening to songs. And I like the hustle of like placing records for people and like, you know, setting up sessions and pitching records and trying to make plays. The signing hustle is a lot of fun and I'm good at it. Well, I think I'm okay at it. And like closing stuff can, you know, sometimes you get too emotionally invested and it fucking sucks when you lose a deal and shit like that.
Well, how does it work?
I enjoy it.
Like, I don't. How does it really work? Are you allowed to tell us that?
Like, what do you mean?
So you're from the publishing side. You meet an artist, Bijan B, hot new DJ on the block. He's got a track
Who
that
knows?
he
Maybe
thinks
working
is
on
sick.
something right now.
He thinks it's sick. So you find him, you know, crazy Reddit, Twitter feed.
Sure,
You know,
yeah,
Bijan
yeah.
B is the new thing. So you approach him, say, hey, you know, I know you got this new track. I want to sign you to 3 tracks, or I want to sign this 1 track. I
Yeah.
want a whole album. How does it work?
Yeah, you kind of on the record side of things, like when I put my record man hat on, that's what you look at. Like if I'm going to sign somebody to an artist deal, I look at the artist proposition. Like what is like the artist proposition with this person? Like, you know, if they have a really great record, I always, if it's like a really hot one record, and this is an issue with TikTok and music now that I have, is like I would like to see like what else, like show me your other music. You know, this record could be great, but like just all your other records fucking suck and you hit like lightning in a bottle. And like that's like, I don't want to play the single song game, in which I don't play. Like I don't chase TikTok records. I think I've signed 1. It did pretty fun. It did well, but like just like not my thing. Because if I'm going to sign an artist, which is rare because I mostly sign songwriters and producers, like, you know, the artist proposition is there. It's somebody that like I cannot stop listening to their music. So
Do you think this like rise of like TikTok type music, social media type stuff,
SoundCloud,
do you think it's going to create a bigger pool of artists, or will it create more one-hit wonders?
well, it's creating one-hit
that's a
wonders
good
for
question.
sure. It's creating a lot of one-hit wonders. And it's like I hate it for the music aspect. It's great for marketing, but people just think that like, oh, this is a great TikTok song. It's like you have no fucking idea what's gonna work and what's not gonna work. You know what I mean? On the music side of things, and it creates a lot of one-hit wonders. Like, can you name me? You can probably name me a song from you heard from TikTok, but you can't name me an artist like their second single after TikTok.
Isn't Doja Cat one of those TikTok people?
But she's been grinding forever.
Oh, I don't know anything. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
know that she
I
was
don't
like,
have TikTok, so I don't know many to begin with.
she was
but
one of those like first big TikTok.
Yeah, but she's been grinding forever.
Is she? Okay.
I know that name. That
She has that big song, and then Megan Thee Stallion or Cardi B did a remix to it, or Nicki,
Yeah.
one of those.
She's great. But, you know, she was being developed by Dr. Luke forever. Dr. Luke was the producer for Katy Perry, and as shitty as he is, he did some funny stuff with Kesha and whatever. So, like,
Yeah.
but, you know, he's been developing her for a long time. So I think she's awesome, and she's good. Say So, I think, is the record you're thinking of.
Yeah, that's it.
Say So.
Yeah, she just has a new record with Sweetie called Best Friend or whatever.
And she did a song with Beyonce recently, or
Megan Thee Stallion, though, Savage.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Where did Megan Thee Stallion come from?
Houston, baby.
Houston, yeah.
I mean, like before the song WAP, I had never heard of this person.
No, she's been around for a little bit.
She's
Actually-
bumbling, yeah.
Okay, I had no idea. I heard the song. I was like, wow, I don't know who.
But
where's
she had a
from.
hit, right?
Yeah.
That's what you hear from people.
Well, there's been a rise of female rappers lately too. Like,
yeah, it's
remember
definitely
back in the day, it was like,
definitely the thing right
it
now,
was
which
like
is great.
even Lil Kim. That was it back in the day.
Well, yeah, Missy and stuff.
We had
like
Missy
that.
Elliott. Now there's numerous.
Yeah, there's a lot that's coming, which is great, and they all kind of do their same thing.
Do you think the artist life cycle now is getting shorter as a result
of
George, you're on fire today. Those are good ones.
yeah,
man.
it's because it's like instant. I hope we can go longer than an hour because we're just
Yeah, we
getting
can,
into
yeah,
it.
Yeah, of course.
But like it's because like the instant like jump of like TikTok. Like I think if you want to hit record, what's better is to slowly climb than peak really fast. Because if you peak really fast, your come down is going to be even harder, right? But if you slowly grow and grow, your base is getting massive as you grow to this huge peak. So it's so much bigger than it is.
You're building more
that's
like
where,
a
like,
loyal.
That's why was it Doja Cat? Maybe it was Doja Cat, like the before Say So, or was it Say So? Sorry. The hit either before Say So, that was a 2-year build, right? Which is what you want. It generates a lot of fucking money, and it's like, you know, you're building this huge base. Like look at The Weeknd's album rollout. It's still his rollout is still going, and that's so sick to watch.
Well,
He's
even
taking his new album now. Yeah.
well, even Bieber's album. Think about that's a good year long. Justice.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But he also had changes before.
Yeah.
I'm excited for like the new iteration of Bieber, and he's in a better place in his world, in his mind, and he's finally doing music, right?
What do you think about this album?
Haven't really tuned into it. I've really listened to like some things that like friends are a part of, but I haven't really. He's not like the first thing I listen to.
Yeah. Let me ask you, what do you think about Jason Derulo and his kind of marketing plan on
TikTok, baby.
So he's
Brought
someone
people from the dead.
He's someone that if you think about Jason
That's
Derulo
what-
had a bunch of big hits. Sorry,
No, go ahead.
He had a bunch of big hits, a couple years ago, but he's been relatively quiet. The rise of TikTok came.
And now he's
spent
massive.
all this money into marketing himself on TikTok, and then created songs for TikTok that ended up, climbing the charts. And to be honest, his latest song, I can't remember what it's called, but I thought it was terrible.
Oh, that
Yeah, but
one. I
remember I showed it to
I
you, and
can't
you're like, "There's no
stand
way
that.
this is on the
I
Billboard
cannot
Top 10." I was like,
stand
"I think
that
it's number
song.
one on."
sounds like a little like a Flintstones Disney song, like a whatever.
Savage Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one? But he's a feature on that song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That guy was like a Polynesian artist, Joshua 685.
That's his name, Joshua 68.
Yeah, he's like this Polynesian guy.
Okay.
Did a lot of business. Jason Derulo is the artist that everybody knows his songs, but nobody gives a fuck about. Think about it. Jason Derulo probably could sell the Mod Club here, Opera House.
I don't know.
That
Absent-
song. That
absent
He's
song.
just like one of those guys who
I
took.
feel like he could. People go just to see
before
him. Yeah.
TikTok.
Even that song. So remember that summer 2015. There was the one song he released. Girl, you're the one.
He just has
That's it.
hits, but he's not like an
That
artist.
song, we listened to it the entire summer. I would not pay a dime to see him play live.
Yeah, see,
No, I wouldn't.
That's what I mean.
it's like Flow Rider too. He's got massive hits, but nobody's gonna.
But
Flow Rider?
Oh, at Canada, was it at Canada's Wonderland?
the disrespect.
That's when you would see
the
him.
disrespect.
Canada's Wonderland Amphitheater.
Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
And people just
though.
pass by on the way to the rides. Like, oh, cool, he's here.
I
Okay, see you
remember,
later.
Rider.
I remember one day
Let's go
there
ride
was.
the Mind Buster for the
Yeah.
10th time rather than see this.
I remember one time I was probably
Sorry.
about 20, and I was coming. I came home from Western.
He's so good. Jordan.
He's not good. His hits are good. You like the hits. You do not like him.
Where'd you see him play?
Do you know who
But-
he's like? Ready, guys? He's like Pitbull.
Bro, Pitbull sells out arenas. I
Yeah,
think.
but it's crazy.
Yeah,
I would-
Mr. 305.
I would argue Pitbull's bigger than Flow Rider.
I saw them both.
I'm not surprised anymore.
That was at definitely at Z103.
Yeah.
I mean, Canada's Wonderland.
Canada's Wonderland. I remember I was walking by one day. I was
Vaughn
about
special.
20, and I came back from Western, and so we got there early. So it was like the first day that they opened up on a Monday. So it's like May. It's dead. And I remember walking. There's like, I don't know, probably like 1,000 people crowd around the little amphitheater there. I'm like, what the hell's going on? They named some random artist, never even heard about it. And I walk by, I go on a ride, I walk back, another 1,000 people just waiting to see. And I think they just cycle people in and out of that little amphitheater. I was like, man, this is crazy. Same people going and watch it because he'll do like 4 or 5 shows in a day there.
Pitbull?
Or maybe not Pitbull, but whoever this artist was.
Yeah,
they
yeah.
perform it 3 or 4 times, right?
That's
I don't know.
funny.
I don't know if you remember. I think Nicole Grittani once told us she either did backup dance or something for Lady Gaga, and she performed at like Canada's Wonderland way back in the day.
Sick.
Way
That's
back
awesome.
in the day.
Shout out Lady Gaga. She's fucking sick.
Yeah, super talented. Another thing I wanted to ask too, just kind of on that theme of like the one-hit wonders, rise, and all that
Sure.
stuff. Do you think with like how social media is kind of empowering more people to kind of build their following, do you think it's taking away, or do you think it's giving the artist more control, like taking some back from like labels, let's say? I guess maybe like in a negotiating power perspective, or is it kind of the same as that hasn't impacted it
Yeah,
too
the
much?
labels don't really own. Maybe I don't work in a major label system, but they don't own their social media. They may ask for help.
I mean in terms of like,
Sorry.
if I'm an artist, I've got big on TikTok, but I have a bit of stuff in the background bubbling that I might have some talent, and I want to, get a deal with a record label. Back in the day, if I had, let's say, 10 million followers today, back in the day, there's no social media. Do you think that plays in a factor in giving them power? Like,
Oh yeah,
like
it's
empowering the artist?
negotiating.
Yeah, that's
they
what I
have
mean.
leverage.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, because they have a platform they can leverage. They don't need that built, right?
Okay.
You're not starting at zero.
So it's empowering more people to kind of, or more.
Well, yeah, it's like another tool that they need to build and something they need to focus on. Like again, with like back to Clinton Kane, like I've watched him grow and his team has grown his TikTok. Like when we started was like, here, I'll show you him. When You guys don't know the Martin Garrix record, Drown? I feel like it's like very up your alley.
I think if I hear it, I'll know it.
Okay. Do you know
I
the
actually
record
watched
I'm
Martin
talking
Garrix
about?
play a year ago when he was playing in the channels. He did a set from a boat in the channels of Amsterdam.
Oh, that's
pretty
cool.
Which is pretty cool. People just following along on the boats. It's like almost probably a year ago.
So-
April of last year.
When I started working with Clinton. Oh, I can't play this. Well, I'm just saying, can you guys play music on there? Or you guys get pulled for Content ID?
On YouTube probably.
Who knows?
Yeah.
So
we'll
like
get
this
pulled
was
on
January,
YouTube.
February, March, April.
Well, technically, he works for the publishing.
Doesn't matter. You have to go through get the rights and all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff, and it's a process.
It's okay. So it was January, February, March, April 13th. And I think he had like 2,000. And now he's at 664,000, 12 million likes. And he averages between, 200 to 1.5 million. And it's the same thing every time.
Sorry, you went from 2,000 to 600,000
Yeah.
followers.
And it's just the same shit every day.
He just consistency.
And this is on Instagram or TikTok?
TikTok. It's just
Wow.
TikTok. What I don't know shit about TikTok, but like, what I find is like he found his niche. Is it niche or niche?
Niche.
Oh.
I think you say either. I think it's niche.
I was
but
on a Zoom pitch call the whole time on Friday. I was saying niche.
I think you can say whatever.
You'll say whatever you want, man.
All right, fuck
I
it.
actually hear people say both.
Okay, so his niche is like he found his niche on TikTok, which is like singing and reacting to his songs, and he's got a fantastic voice, and that's what works, and people want to see that. He's really good. You should check him out.
I will.
So, shout out
I have
plug. He's
I have
very
a
good.
theory about TikTok, and I might. I don't know how you
Yeah,
know
you've
this.
never said it on the podcast. So,
So what is your theory?
So, as someone now who has founded or as co-founders of a social media startup, obviously we see how to build out back-end infrastructure and like what goes into algorithms and all that stuff. But I've always been fascinated with TikTok because I remember I first kind of started to hear about it maybe 2 years ago-ish. Like I know people whenever I started getting on it, like maybe 2 years ago. Whenever the first time around you had it, Rick, and then I had some other friends that got it.
A year ago, yeah.
Some girls got it, made videos, whatever.
Yeah.
And doing the things that everyone does on TikTok. I remember hearing about their algorithm and their curated page. And I remember like seeing like everybody that would tell me about who just got TikTok, every person had a video go viral. And viral being it's relative, right? So not just jump up to 10 million instantly, but more than their followers would correlate to. So if you have 1,000 followers and your video gets 500,000 views or 200,000. So like everyone had a story like this. And then people start I'd be like, okay, can I see the video? And someone would show me their video and I'm like, this sucks. How did this go viral? I think not in a bad way, because there's something for everyone. There's a niche for everybody. So then anyways, I started hearing this more and more and more. And then I heard from Ricky too. And I was like, how the fuck does everyone have a video that goes viral? And I have a theory that, and it's genius if they do it, and I really believe they do. At a certain point, part of the algorithm factors in your time and kind of one video that's getting a lot of traction, and they will amplify it. Just one, they'll amplify it to like the masses. Not every single one, because maybe they amplify it within your network, but one, they will do it to give you that dopamine hit like, wow, I can get famous off this platform.
Oh, interesting.
Now I'm hooked. And honestly, tell me anybody who's produced maybe 10 to 15 videos on there and one of them has not gone viral. That's an assumption. I don't know. I know maybe 10 people, so I'm making a speculation here. But this is my theory with TikTok, and I believe it. I think it's genius, but I think that's why. Because imagine getting a kid that gets 100,000 views, like, wow, I could be the next Bieber now. Not even singing related. If I dance, oh wow, I can be a backup dancer for Beyonce now. And it's kind of like you know what I'm saying, I guess. But that's my theory with TikTok. Haven't validated it yet, but TikTok, if you're listening,
it is
let us
possible.
know.
It is possible that they do that. The one thing that I don't know if it's true is because their algorithm is so on their curated page is so tailored to you that if they throw in a random video just to make it go viral, then it would take away from my user experience.
I don't know how curated. I opened it up this morning to check something, and the TikTok video was how gender transition works.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Have you ever searched that?
No,
that's
I've
what
never searched it, never spoken about
See,
it.
mine's
But you got to
best.
remember, there's people. It's not this. You got to remember something. If they have 1 billion users now,
Yeah.
So
It's fucking nuts.
they can't send it to 1 billion because no one you don't get. I said maybe 100,000. So there's 100,000 people who like Bieber, and that's all that's correlated to it. And even if it's a terrible video of a kid singing Bieber,
Might
it
still be,
applies
yeah.
to that interest, like
Yeah,
the interest
I see
graph,
what you're
right?
saying.
So, anyways, I firmly believe, I not firmly believe, but I feel like it's makes sense. And anybody out there listening, like if you have a I guess a story of like someone making 100 videos and they have nothing went viral, let me know and I'll
Reach out
change
to
my
Adam
theory.
Burchill.
My
He'll tell you. He's the head of music for TikTok Canada.
Oh,
He'll tell you how to.
you know what? Actually, funny.
Wow.
I think I know who that is.
Yeah, Mark knows him.
I'm
He used
in
to work at
my new book
LLC.
club. My new book club I'm in. Mark invited me in a book club.
Adam's probably in it now.
Yeah, he is actually in it. 'Cause I googled everyone in the group actually. So thanks, Mark, for inviting me. One funny thing about TikTok is my algorithm is so perfect to me. Is just people wiping out. Like I feel so bad and I feel like a dick for saying this, but people eating shit like
It's the best.
like
Like
skateboarding,
send-in
like just
videos.
boom,
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, they're
I get
fucking bad.
stuck. Just
Did you say it?
that's all.
Yeah,
it's
it's all-
mine is that.
it's so good.
Mine's that sports highlights and beautiful
Yeah.
women. That's like my entire TikTok, and I love it. It's
just
like
don't-
fully catered to me.
I don't get like I have a producer and he had a record that really went on TikTok called Crystal Dolphin, which is like this Japanese sampled disco song, and the video was people part of like some Avengers or Avengers or what's the beautiful guy with the blonde hair? Thor. One of those things. It was like
Beautiful guy with
Loki.
long hair. Yeah,
Yeah, Loki turning, and then somebody would offer him something. It's done like over like 10 million recreations and 60 million plays on Spotify. The song was 3 years old. I just don't understand why. Like why some shit works and I have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
Well, think about Diane Wood.
Sure.
Their song because of the skateboarding dude.
That's
When
not
Vi-
Diane Wood. That's Fleetwood Mac.
Fleetwood Mac. Sorry.
How'd you Diane Wood?
They could have been.
I know.
I was like, what are you talking
Did
about?
Diane Wood have, did
polar
Diane Wood have
opposite.
another
Yeah.
big song on TikTok then?
Fleetwood Mac is sick too.
So Fleetwood Mac, that song,
Yeah.
because of that video, Dreams,
Yeah.
because of that video, like it re-peaked on the Billboard charts
yeah.
again.
You just remember the Fleetwood Mac. It was
video
massive
was fucking
regardless.
awesome. They were massive.
Like
I mean, he
Chain, I
still
think is
is.
one I only found out about him a couple years ago from my brother-in-law, who's a big fan. He saw them play at Dodger Stadium with my sister.
Cool.
They're sick. I didn't know anything about. I was
Tusk
like,
is a good song by
yeah.
Fleetwood.
I thought they were like just old people who played guitar and stuff. I swear to God. Sorry, that's what I thought back in the day. Yeah. And then after listen to they came back like, you got to listen to this. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna like this. And I heard them. I was like, this is like incredible. It's one of like my summer like playlists. Like Fleetwood Mac is a staple in it. Just feels like good like going to the cottage or like just going for a drive. It's terrific.
What do you guys like to listen to right now? I know you're pop music, but like
No,
I know
I also got
Ricky's-
Mumford. I got a lot of Mumford. Pop Smoke is in there randomly. I just found out about him like 3 months ago. Just found out he died maybe 2 months ago. I had no
You
idea.
just found out
what a roller coaster 3 months.
yeah.
Holy, found this great artist. Ah, shit, he was dead.
Yeah.
I,
I'm like Googling like, when's his next concert? Imagine.
Shut up.
Yeah, I literally listen to everything and anything depending on the mood of the day I'm in. Like I've used to hate country until like 2 years ago. I listen to country now sometimes. Like
Country
I
still
think
sucks.
I honestly I like specific kind. Like I like Chris Stapleton a lot.
Sure.
I'm
just joking.
I listen to a lot of soul, a lot of jazz. Honestly, classical lately in the daytime when I'm working. But probably one of my favorite artists right now, Gary Clark Jr. I really like.
He's awesome.
I've
don't even know who that
I've
is.
missed him.
He's an amazing
He's
guitar player.
yeah. I would say it's like maybe like soul, not even soul.
Yeah.
Like a rock soul kind of thing.
He's like
Blues,
a
yeah.
different, like a soul bluesy version of Lenny Kravitz.
Yeah. Actually, my favorite band that I just recently found that I wanted to watch, I was supposed to see it 2 years ago, is Greta Van Fleet. Fleet.
Yeah.
Fleet.
I think they're sick. I like their shtick. I saw them on Saturday Night Live, and that kind of got me hooked because the front man, I think is Josh, whatever, the brother. He's like, the way his mannerisms when he sings is very odd. And I just found it very mesmerizing.
They say a lot of about Greta Van Fleet. They're like the next Mumford. Not in terms of their music.
Like Metallica.
No, not in terms of their music, but the way they came up, it's like very quiet. They didn't have a big thing. Then they had that one album that did really well. They started touring smaller stages.
Very
even though
grassroots.
Yeah,
style.
they could have played massive stages, but they didn't.
From like Kalamazoo, Michigan or something.
So my cousin Dario, he actually told me about them. He's like, Rick, I need tickets to this concert. I was like, I have no idea who you're even talking about. They're playing Echo Beach. And I was like, sure, man. I bought him tickets for his birthday, whatever. And then they did back-to-back shows there. It's like, usually if you're doing back-to-back at Echo Beach, you're probably big enough to play the ACC or Molson Amphitheater.
Yeah, maybe Molson. I don't know.
Right?
About
Mostly Amphitheater and ACC seat the same,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, they do?
No, I think Molson's 13.
No, Rogers Center.
Molson's 13, ACC's 24,
I thought
depending on the stage.
Molson, you can. I mean,
Max is
Amphitheater, you can fit
19.5
bigger.
at Scotiabank.
Oh, really?
19.5
Can I run to the washroom and then come
Yeah.
back?
Yeah.
Okay,
You know where it is. You know where it is? Down the hall?
I'll figure it out.
Yeah, down there and turn off. So I think Echo Beach is 7, I thought Molson's 13 or 14, and then
I don't
ACC's
know.
20 or something.
Yeah, it's like 19.5.
Yeah,
is the
give or take. Yeah.
capacity.
So Greta Van Fleet played Echo Beach back-to-back days. My cousin went, never heard of them. Then they did the Jimmy Kimmels. They did that in the night circuit, the night run. They do all the nighttime shows. They call it something. I don't know.
Oh, the late night shows.
Yeah, but there's like a circuit.
Yeah.
Late night circuit.
They're really
And then they got
talented.
nominated for a bunch of Grammys, didn't they? Or
I
a couple?
don't remember. I don't follow the news.
Oh, yeah, I don't
much.
either. My cousin. That's what it is.
They're sick. I tried to go get tickets to go to Echo Beach, and they went up so fast in price. I was like, yeah, I'm not paying this much.
If you could see one artist tomorrow, who would it be?
Gary Clark Jr.
Really?
Yeah, I really want. I've been dying to see him. Like so I think he's in Texas. I saw him on Joe Rogan. I didn't listen to it, but I saw he was on recently. I listened to a bit of it, and I think he's in Austin now. And something just reflection. Sorry. To like Andreas' point, one thing I really want to do is go to Austin because I feel like it's like a lot like Nashville. Similarly, I would guess, and like I want to see someone playing like a bar there or like whatever. So if I can see one person right now, for sure, I'd say it's probably Gary Clark. I've been waiting for a long time to see him. How about you?
Post Malone. No questions asked. 100%. Like I watch the same 3 concerts of Post Malone twice to 3 times a week.
See, you don't get bored?
No, I get in my condo. I light my candles. I got 2 candles I light every time I walk in. I go straight to YouTube. I start with Governor's Ball. Then I go to the Bud Light Seltzer New Year's Eve set. Then I go to the next one.
That's so interesting. We're very different
Every
in that
single
way.
for the last month.
See, I come home and I'll put honestly, the only music I'll listen to when I'm home is I'll put classical or jazz. Literally, the one classical essentials on Spotify is probably my go-to playlist. It's so nice. And I don't watch concert TV. Maybe I should start doing that. I'll give it a try.
I love watching concerts. I think it just because it gives me that hit of dopamine where it's like I feel like the world isn't in a lockdown right now, and I'm sometimes the good ones you feel like you're there.
Yeah.
So Andreas, you missed it. We were just talking about if there was, let's say, COVID's over tomorrow, you could see one person live.
Ooh.
So he said Gary Clark Jr.
Yeah, because I've just been missed. I've
That'd be a great
almost
concert.
had a chance to see him like 4 times, and actually he was supposed to play Scotia Bud Stage with I think the Black Keys. Maybe I could be misremembering, but it was last June and it got canceled. We bought tickets. Me and my sister.
Guess my
I think it was
got
Black
lost.
Keys. I had 4 tickets.
Appreciate that.
I had 4 tickets. I didn't invite anybody yet because the thing was going to get canceled. So I bought them in like February or January for June. It got canceled. That's the 3rd time I've been almost to see him and had no luck, so.
Rufus would be another one for me, actually. I've watched a lot of Rufus over the last year. The same, again, the Joshua Tree set.
Yeah.
That, in my opinion, is probably the best set that was released over COVID. Like production, the vibe, everything. Okay, but you.
Okay, so I'm sad I was never able to see Daft Punk.
Oh yeah.
One of the best shows I've ever been to were Gorillaz.
When did you see them?
I
I feel like they haven't come out with new music in forever.
they just put out an album.
Did they?
Yeah, Gorillaz and Chili Peppers are my 2 favorite acts.
Oh,
Chili Peppers are sick.
Yeah, they're the act I've seen the most next to Post Malone now.
They're literally one of my 2 that I have remaining that I haven't seen on my bucket list.
Oh, I've seen
Them and you too
Since
are my number 2.
Californication, I've seen them every time. They're amazing.
Wow.
But
I heard when they came here, it was just a massive hot box
Yeah.
at the ACC.
it's a good time. I would probably go. Gary Clark Jr. would be good. That's like a good performance. That's the problem with COVID. Like, I hope artists are doing rehearsals and doing the live shows because they're getting their chops. Like, did you watch the Bieber thing? Like
New Year's one?
yeah, like
No.
he's forgot lyrics and like people are really rusty doing shows. But They haven't done it
Really?
in so long. And like,
I can see it.
some of these artists that, blow up on TikTok and shit like that have their moments. I would not go see them live because they're probably terrible live. And I just hope that artists now are, practicing their live performance because they're going to be so rusty when they come back.
Possibly.
Yeah.
100. And I think not every great artist is a great performer.
That's very true. I don't think Bieber's a
shout
good
out
performer.
to shout out to Future, like the worst.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
love his music. Watching him play live was one of the worst things I have ever seen.
Yeah, I work in a
Which
lot of rap. I
time?
would never go to rap. I don't really go to rap shows.
Well, what?
They're not
Sorry,
that
who did we
good.
see on that show? That was Migos. Also,
What show are you talking
for the
about?
record, hang on a second. I also just like maybe very few months ago realized why Migos is called Migos.
I have no idea.
3 amigos.
Oh, nice.
Didn't know
3
that either.
Migos. I actually heard it from a
had no idea.
podcast. Probably shouldn't mention which one. I think it's taken down. But anyways, 3 amigos.
Did not know.
And then
that.
just take
I
off the
didn't.
A and Migos.
I
I think that's why I guess I think someone put out there.
I've seen Future 3 times now. The first time was at
A
Oshiega.
lot.
Okay.
Oshiega. He was an hour late for an hour and a half set.
Oh yeah.
Shut up.
An hour late. And the worst part is, sorry, maybe
That rap life,
time out,
baby.
maybe he wasn't an hour late. DJ Echo or whatever his DJ's name is came on 40 minutes into the set, played for 20 minutes, and then Future came out for a 30-minute set. I remember thinking, I can't believe, and this is the last. I've been in this Perrier tent for the last
that same
5
day?
hours.
And then
having
you
the
leave to
best
go
day
see
of my life. I'm
Future
like,
and-
I gotta go see Future. Sun setting, the vibe's done here. I got my pictures with this little apron with the little wee wee. I'm ready to rock and roll. Go see Future. Stand there. And you know when you got a good spot, you don't want to leave.
Of course.
My beer's warm, done, cheesed. Future's late. Okay, DJ Echo comes out. Okay, maybe play one song. He runs around with his little monkey knapsack, you know, the one he carries around, and his stupid hair, and like, whatever. Okay, one song, 2 songs. Okay, now we're 20 minutes later. Future comes out. I'm like,
Yeah.
but you're your own hype man.
That's all he does.
They just
Who
rap
raps?
a lot of time. They rap the ad libs. J Cole.
J. Cole-
amazing.
J. Cole's great, yeah.
Because they rap like
Jay-Z, same thing.
Yeah,
Kendrick.
Kanye was really good when I saw him. Shout out Mark
Did you
Russell.
see Mark Russell? Did you see J. Cole here
Yeah.
when he played the middle stage, the round?
No. I saw
Oh.
him with Thug at Scotiabank. It was maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah, he played the stage in the middle of the arena.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
not after Forest Hill Drive. It was after For Your Eyes Only or For Your Eyes Only.
Maybe that was the same show.
Yeah, he came out like as a prison. He came out with handcuffs
Yeah, yeah.
and a jumpsuit.
So good.
He's
He's so good.
That show I saw 2 days before I left on my trip when I went to Lollapalooza. I think he's one of the best, probably the best rapper I've ever seen live. I haven't seen many.
And he's a really genuinely nice dude. So 2 years ago, when they did the Return of the Dreamers album, they did this writing camp in Atlanta. So through somebody, I got one of the producers that I work with in. So it was like, told my boss, hey, I'm gonna fly him down to Atlanta. We're gonna go down to these sessions. It's like all the Dreamville artists, all these producers, maybe 40 producers, and then me. There's probably there was other industry people, but mostly in their camp and crew. And then there's like me, probably the only white guy there, plus the photographer who's white. And like, we were just there, like the Milwaukee Bucks came through and all the random, I guess they're playing the Hawks. And like, I was standing in the kitchen eating while their sessions going, there's 6 studios. And he like walks in and he's like, hey, what's going on? Like asking me like, how's doing, who are you? All this stuff. Nicest guy. He's very tall too.
Oh yeah, well, he's a
Everybody's
basketball
tall
player.
player,
Yeah.
yeah.
Everybody's tall for me.
Isn't he 6'4", 6'6"?
He's a good basketball player.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you see him dunk at the All-Star game a couple years ago?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Attended Kumbo, like I could lie down and he could pick me up by my head and my heels. His wingspan is so fucking larger than life when you're like
He
side
came
by
in
side
with-
him. Yeah, the whole Bucks team
Oh,
came.
that's sick. Shout out to Tendaguma, my Greek brother.
Yeah, that's right, baby. Let's
He's
go.
Sick.
I wanted-
But that's J. Cole's one guy I'd like to
He's
sit down
so-
with.
he's
He
so
seems
good.
very.
Put him on the list.
I don't
Jordan,
know, like
reach out
maybe
to
there's
him.
an assumption based on his persona, but he seems like someone who does. He seems like an artist who does things because he's passionate about what he does, and
Yeah.
the fame hasn't got to him. Because I remember when I watched him play, and I thought this was amazing for the For Your Eyes Only concert. He came out, did his first song, and at third stop, he goes, "Just so you all know," to the whole arena, is like, "I'm playing the entire album." He goes, "I know that some artists play the highlights." He goes, "I'm playing start to finish. If you don't like a song, go to the washroom. I'm playing the whole album." He did that, and then he played his bangers at the end.
Yeah, yeah.
From like Forest Hill Drive. Like, oh, man, it was one of the best performances I've still this day ever seen.
He's so good. It's
Yeah.
the same. That was the same tour which Thug opened.
Yeah.
Before that.
Yeah.
So that's your favorite performance. You've said that.
Probably, yeah. I think he's dope. I think his music is. I think he's super talented.
Who's the best artist you've ever seen perform live?
Gorillas were good. Chili Peppers Californication tour. I think I was in high school. That was really good because John Frusciante was still in the band. My first concert ever was. I'm answering. You're asking. I'm answering.
Don't worry, just keep going.
Blink-182. Take Your Pants Off and Jacket. I was 10 years old. Saw them. That was my first concert ever. That was a fantastic day.
I used to love them. I used to play drums back in the day, so I wanted to be like Travis Barker.
But yeah, I think probably
There's so many questions right now.
the Chili Peppers are probably,
Peppers?
or yeah, probably. That was like the best show.
First concert you ever went to?
yeah.
Britney Spears. No, Backstreet Boys.
Nice.
Backstreet Boys at
I-
Skydome.
I'm-
My aunt took me and my sister.
Same. Mine's the
Yeah.
exact same answer. Backstreet Boys.
I don't know. I never went to Britney Spears. I don't think. I don't know why I said that. I had a crush on her when I was a kid.
I think we all did.
Oh,
Yes, mine was Blink-182.
Yeah.
Did you? Sorry. On that note, did you? Because I mean, you clearly wanted to do music or be in a music capacity for your entire life. I'm guessing. Did you?
Not really.
No.
No, I used to say I wanted to be an international, business. I don't know what that was. And then,
You just want to travel with a suit and a suitcase.
yeah, pretty much. And then I've always said that when I decided to do music, I wanted like music to allow me to travel. And then like the first business trip I ever went to was LA. And I was like, I fucking made it. Like, this is everything. And now like airplanes are fortunate. I'm very fortunate, but like airplanes be very, very normal.
Yeah. That's cool. I love. Yeah, being able to travel and do that. And do
It's like the best. It's one of the best. You asked me before. It's like what my favorite part of the job is. It's traveling. I've figured it out.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but I personally, like, some people, I guess, the traveling aspect don't love the planes aspect, don't love being in hotel rooms.
I
love
fucking
the whole
love
thing.
it.
The experience of being in the airport, I go early.
Me too.
Like, I have Nexus and I still will go
Same.
early and just like walk around the airport. The
I just
idea
get
of being in
fucking
it.
blasted at the airport.
Yeah, oh yeah. You sit in the
See-
Plaza Premium Lounge and
I
just
get
just crush.
blasted.
For me, I don't love just hanging out in the airport, but I love the hotel. Like my condo in downtown, I got white sheets, a big white duvet, big white
to
everything.
mimic a hotel.
Yeah.
I love
that's
hotels.
cool.
I love
Like, you know
hotel
the
beds.
big fluffy
Me too,
pillows,
yeah.
the big fluffy blankets.
Yeah.
That's what I love.
Yeah.
But before that, because I'm gonna forget this, and I've been waiting like good 20 minutes to ask this.
Go.
Who's one artist, or maybe couple Canadian artists that you think are the next big thing? Obviously, you probably like searched through online, the Reddits, the Twitters, to find these artists. Who do you think is the next big one, or have you signed any recently that you think are, gonna take off?
Shout out Clinton Kane.
Where's he from?
He's a
Or is it a
mixed
group?
bag. He's one guy.
Okay.
He looks Filipino, has an Australian accent. He's lived in like 80 Airbnbs in 3 years. He doesn't really have a home.
Jeez.
Is he Canadian though?
No. He's like a Filipino, Norwegian, Australian.
Oh wow, that's a crazy
Wow.
mix.
Yeah.
Okay, so some Canadians that you think are on the rise. The only reason I asked, like, we had like Jade Eagleson, country singer, but he just got nominated for Country Album of the Year. We have Owen Barney, again, another country artist who got nominated for something. We've had a lot of like Juno nominated artists, but I just want to know who do you think is the next?
No, good.
The next artist to break out of Canada? I would say Jessie still hasn't broken Reyes.
Yeah.
She's fantastic. I would like Daniel Caesar to go back to putting out music.
We had the collab with the Beebs, right?
Yeah.
Peaches.
But
That's
like
a banger.
original music.
Oh, he put that. He's on that.
Yeah, him
He
and
played a show at, like,
Giveon. He's
he-
amazing.
The last I heard, Daniel Caesar playing a show was at like Danforth Music Hall or something. Is that like, has he performed much since? I haven't heard.
I didn't know.
anything.
I don't know much about him, to be honest.
I
Jay,
think
get him on.
Daniel. Yeah, I'll give you his management's email.
There we go.
Bleep that out. I don't know, to be completely honest. We have a lot of great artists that are fantastic for Canada and putting out amazing music. Do they have the potential to break out of Canada? Maybe cut this out of it. I don't know.
No, but it's a
Sorry.
different ball game, right? Like,
Yeah, like, we've seen Curtis Waters have a great hit, and that's crossed over and people like it in America. We saw Baby No Money from Vancouver have a great
Sure, grab
hit.
me on too.
And then we've had yeah, please. And then we had like, Baby No Money have his hit with La La La. That's crossed over. I think, some of you had on Johnny Orlando has a tough path to follow, but he can do it.
Yep.
There's just like a lot of very interesting music. We have a lot of like rap and R&B in Toronto that I don't think will ever cross over, but it's going to do really great here.
Six buzz artists.
Yeah, like they'll stay Canadian in Toronto. There's an artist from Montreal named Skyfall. He's got one song out, but I think he's really good. There's an artist from Winnipeg called YSN Fab, who are like more or less American, duplicates that are really good. I don't know. Sorry.
It's a
I
tough
wish I could answer the question better. I thought Alan Raymond was going to be the one to pop, but I don't know. They also manage an artist named Ruby Waters, who's got a really amazing voice, and she's really cool. We'll see, like Josiah. She had a TikTok hit, Jessia, whatever. and she got a big American deal. We'll see. I thought Bulow was gonna pop.
Who's
I have Bulow.
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 but it has like the thing over the O.
She's great.
Yeah.
So I wish I could answer the question better.
Do you know what I used to love actually Canadian artists?
There's just a lot.
that I don't think ever fully transitioned.
I'll talk to you
over
guys offline
American.
about my thoughts.
Cool.
Do you remember Lights?
Of course.
I loved the Lights growing up. Like
I saw her with Deadmau5 in LA last year.
but she never really transitioned over.
Not really, but I saw her perform with when Deadmau5 did like 5 shows at Palladium in LA, and I was there, and so I went to the show with his team and stuff like that. She was fantastic.
Yeah, she's great. I saw her at Cowboys Ranch.
Of course.
Cowboys. That's Christian's place.
Yeah.
Wow. Shout out, man. I miss London.
It's the era of like, you guys promoting and putting on all those shows is like, the golden era of of EDM. It was like the bubble bursting.
That's what was crazy. Like I don't know how you feel about this personally. That's why when I knew I wasn't gonna do it forever. I also don't think I was super talented with producing music, but I just knew that I'd had my run. But I was super fortunate, I guess lucky, and just timing wise, that like when we came up through it, it was like Avicii Bromance just dropped in like second year, and like the EDM rise came, and like
it was the bubble bursting. Yeah,
the amount of people that came through London when we were there.
It was every Friday. Every Friday there was an international act you guys did.
Yeah,
that's
crazy.
when Thomas Gold was fucking up here.
I haven't heard from him ever.
No, it's just
Agora.
That song Agora.
Yeah,
fucking like I was thinking about the other day, like what happened to like I feel bad for like remember like the Dutch crew like Dyro and all those guys that were around Hardwell and all those guys.
Tim Mason, Manufactured Superstars.
What about there's Steve Angelo's brother,
Data Life?
Data Life.
Yeah, what happened to
Data
these
Life? One of the guy got sick. That's why Data Life stopped touring. Because Data Life actually kept going because they did the pillow fight parties. So they would give out literally like
it was their Steve Aoki shtick. They would
but they would do. They were playing massive, maybe not massive, but like government-sized buildings, and everyone got a pillow, and it was like a massive pillow fight. Plus, they did the inflatable bananas and that. And they had their show.
It's so interesting because like to us, these guys were going to be the next, like all of them, the next Avicii's or the next whatever EDM superstar, Sweetos Mafia. If you ask probably anybody now who is on like the generation of like the TikTokers, let's say,
they have no idea,
no clue.
Yeah,
I know it's a bad thing. It's just so interesting how like it's just like they've all fallen off the face of the earth almost.
I think a lot of them didn't see I didn't have foresight to see the next iteration of what music could be.
Go ahead.
Like look at Steve Aoki. Like he's built a massive brand and more things around it. He saw the foresight of what to do, right?
Yeah.
It just I think. Just nobody.
Well, he came out with like the top 40 songs too, right? Remember the freaking turbulences of the world and those like songs.
Boneless stuff records that we put out.
Yeah.
I have a Steve Aoki single I worked on for 2 years coming out soon.
Yeah,
featuring Faruko.
Really?
Yeah, it took 2 years.
Sick. Fired up.
Mm-hmm.
I just remembered another name, Wolfgang Gardner.
Yeah,
Wolfgang.
He's so creepy looking.
Yeah, so we had Wolfgang and Deadmau5 at the same time.
Yeah.
And
you're saying you like the
label.
Yeah, like that's yeah.
So we had Wolfgang and Deadmau5 at the same time, and the way that my boss puts it is that you look at both of them, and they're both equally just as talented, just as good. But Deadmau5 had the helmet, and Wolfgang was a little bit introverted, and that's why Deadmau5 kind of went. And I think Wolfgang, there's probably addiction issues and mental health issues and stuff that I don't even know about.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. But one person had that one extra competitive advantage.
It's so interesting because I remember the first show I ever saw. Like, EDM show was Deadmau5 at Government, like back in like first or second university on like Boxing Day.
I was at that show too.
It was. I remember seeing that. And I was like, "This is what EDM is," and I was like, I wasn't really DJing at that point. I was like kind of dabbling in it because that was, I think, actually that was first year. I think.
No, you must have been older because I was there and I'm younger than you. I'm in 91.
So were you in university? Yeah, I'm in 90.
Yeah.
So when it was my second year, you're probably in first year, but. It's like that's the crazy thing too. Like Deadmau5 was like the pinnacle of like at the time, like was Drake in like the Weeknd big hit? He was probably the biggest Canadian artist globally. I would maybe. Is that
Bieber.
Bieber. Bieber was before
at that time.
Bieber was before all of them.
Okay, I don't remember, but I remember just seeing like
Deadmau5 was before Drake though.
Yeah, we'd have to look at like one, like Ghosts and Stuff was Deadmau5's breakout record.
Ish.
Like Faxing Berlin and all these great records, like. Those were all the building point, but Ghost and Stuff was when Deadmau5 became fucking Deadmau5.
And he was that's what's so interesting, right?
Whenever
like,
that
you're on the
record came
radio
out.
and it's like at the time, I was like, these don't sound like, this is like not radio music.
You fucking
like,
played Rogers Center.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So who do you think is that was a bad question. Who do you think is most responsible for the transition between EDM becoming top 40 and mainstream? Well, that's you say Calvin
I don't know.
Harris.
You can go
Ultra
back.
Records. Like
I
us.
like that plug.
No, I'm not saying it in a great way as well. Like just like us, like Calvin came to us and being like, I want to make a great album. Like his Girls, I think the album's called Girls with him and the yellow and white face with him singing, and like that was a fantastic.
Yeah, that's when you used to hold me. Or
No, before that. It was like a disco-y album.
So you think, but there's like guys like Calvin Harris, the David
Guetta,
Guettas of the
that
world.
album we did.
Avicii, like
Yeah.
think about it, levels.
Well, Avicii, I think, really brought EDM to pop, and we saw the peak of it when I think everybody attributes to it, like when Madonna came out.
So here, because then you also
Yeah.
have like the Tiestos too coming up with
Sure.
those bangers. But then you think like Hardwell and Armin van Buuren were two artists that were on that.
This is
upper
what
level.
I feel like was a massive
Right?
pop
But you think
record.
about
Canadian
Armin van
written.
Buuren today.
That's Van Buren, right? Yeah.
But Armin van Buuren's not on the radio the same as like Calvin Harris or David Guetta are.
Over
Van Buren's
here.
been doing it a long time. Though. He's like pardon?
Yeah, but he's like he's
He's a pioneer.
He's a pioneer. He's a god in Amsterdam and stuff like that.
He
Like
started with trance music, right?
Yeah,
he still
he
does.
still is trans. Yeah.
yeah, like all those guys are still very big. It's like the guys who were really big were like Hardwell, Armin, stuff like that. All it did was just like they went back. Like Hardwell and Armin, they're massive in Amsterdam. I mean, in Holland. Like do you know who Headhunters is? He's
With the Z at the end.
yeah, he'll do 20,000 in a stadium.
Really?
Yeah, of fucking aggressive hardcore music.
But here he wouldn't like. It would be no.
Yeah, I don't know, $50, 50 people.
if that.
Yeah,
It'd be like a Flow Rider concert here. Or not Flow Rider, like Flow Rider. Yeah.
Dance music is a very interesting
Jay
place.
would
I
go.
think like
You would go to see Headhunters here. Jay's just in for the good time.
what? Not hardcore. What's the music I'm looking?
Hardstyle?
Yeah, that's it.
It's like what's her name? Not Charlotte DeWitt. There's a
That's
girl.
techno.
No, there's
Amelia
there's
Lenz is techno.
There's another girl. I always see her on like Track ID blog, this Instagram account. Anyways, I can't remember.
I don't know if there's any female hardstyle artists.
There's one girl. I forget her name. It not
I don't even
Chloe
know what
something.
Hardstyle-
I'll look it. I'm gonna. Well, I can
Chloe
say Track-
Lenz?
I gotta look this up while you guys are.
I don't
I
know.
was gonna say this is a good point to start to wrap it up. I think.
Sure.
I actually had. I had another question earlier that I forget now. Oh, I don't know if you can answer this.
You can answer. I'll try.
What's one thing that you dislike about the? I don't know about saying the music industry broadly, but is there something that every industry goes through innovations and stuff gets brought forward to try to solve problems? Is there one thing that you think the music industry could do better or doesn't do well? Maybe I don't know if I'm phrasing this too broadly, but
A lot of stuff is very cliquey,
okay.
and
I'm
like
not gonna look that up now.
it's a lot of like people helping people, and then like some people of my counterparts, A&Ring with their eyes, not their ears.
Well, that's good. That's interesting.
Like they'll see songs written by specific songwriters and will take that in priority without even listening. You know what I mean? I think there's a lot of issues. Just, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of
Fair.
like openness to take chances on things sometimes. And the people that, that are open to it. What I mean by taking chances, I mean like working with like a new producer or a new songwriter, right? With their artist. Some people are super into it and, want to work with the hot things. And then other people just want to work with the name brand producers. You know what I mean? Like I'll send Wheezy beats and then I'll send like, Bijan Amir, who was the first person I ever signed. And, he produced Ric Flair Drip. Like that's 800 million streams on Spotify alone. It's
Banger.
a fucking massive record.
Is
And
the
it was
first guy you signed?
It was the first thing I
Wow.
signed, and then it came out. So
Wow.
like I peaked real fast. And then people will just ask me for Wheezy beats because Wheezy's one of the biggest producers in hip hop, right? But like part of my job, what I'd like is like being like, you'll get what you're gonna get with these beats. You're gonna do the Wheezy records, you're gonna what you're gonna get. But like listen to this. And that's what I enjoy about my job, is I'm very passionate. I wear everybody that I work with like hard on my sleeve, and like I put their needs and wants before my own, and it's fun.
That's really cool.
That's like the part of the business that I really like, is like passionately selling. because a lot of my job is like a sales job. I'm selling records. I'm selling beats. Like, your artist needs to cut this record because this record's going to be a fucking hit. And like, you know, developing people and trying building people up is like really exciting. But it's also nice when you know you have the people that's going to respond to your emails because you have people want to pay $50,000 for one of your records. So
yeah, it's a really interesting point. About like people not taking the kind of risk, because it seems like that as well. It's kind of an adage that I think plays across different industries in general, right? Like, you know, people, whatever you do, you want to be associated with who you think is the best because they're the best and it'll get you there. But the thing is, there's only one X of this. There's only, you know, in business wise, one Elon Musk. There's one,
right?
You know, Wheezy Beats, for example. There's always going to be that one guy that has super talented that's going to come out, and like, maybe more people should take risks and say, okay, like, let me attach myself to this person because they're going to come up with something different that's never been heard. And that virality happens as a result of that, right? It's the creative genius, but it's something that's new. Like, to go to music, like when Animals came up by Martin Garrix, sounded like someone fucking clicking something. You're like, this is a banger. That was the number one song in the world, I think, at that time, from like a EDM perspective.
Yeah.
But it was something different at the time, I think, at least.
Same with like Tsunami, right? When
Yeah.
the Dubs record came out. So like, when I find those people that, you know, listen to me and like put their trust in me to be like, okay, I'm going to listen to your person, like who you're pitching me so hard on. Like, you build champions for those people, and those are like the relationships that I personally like to work in. Like, working in rap music is fun, but I also fucking hate it sometimes because it's so fucking, I don't know, fucking, I'm getting worked up on it.
Is it more like it's a game or people,
kind of,
yeah.
and it's a lot of bullshit, and I don't like to deal with fucking bullshit. So,
Yeah.
but then you get to work with like great people that are really good, and those are the people you work with. So,
dealing more with people that kind of like understand the authenticity and the camaraderie and like
and they
building
get
that
it.
trust.
And then, sometimes you find people who are in the middle. It's fun.
Sounds like it.
It is.
I feel like there's more we can pull out, but if there's some stuff you're gonna tell us off, off air as well. But yeah, man,
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
No, of course.
We appreciate you sitting down with us, having a good time.
Yeah, shout out to Kingsville. I gotta pee like a motherfucker because of you, but
they go down smooth.
Love it. Andreas, we've got 2 questions we always ask every guest.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The first, if there was a movie about your life, who would you want to star as you? Could be anyone from any point in time.
Me? Shit. Fuck.
I have a follow up to that, which we don't normally ask, but I just thought of it.
Oh, I don't know. Are people usually quicker at this than me?
No, some know and some don't.
Who's like a half Greek, half Arab, good-looking guy who's like ripped and in shape?
John Stamos.
No,
Shia LaBeouf would be a good actor.
Yes, Shia LaBeouf. He's.
Yeah.
I hate that I just gave you that one, but yeah.
Thanks. Sorry.
He was in the new movie about The Collector. He plays like
I heard it's terrible.
It's so bad.
His accent. I just saw the preview. I was like, I don't know if I can watch.
I heard
No,
it's
but like
terrible.
Honey Boy was amazing, and Peanut Butter Jelly Falcon was amazing.
He's just
He's the
like,
best.
He seems like a fun
Did
dude.
you see the Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Yeah.
thing? I thought he was legitimately fucked up, but he's doing it for the part, I think.
He just
Who
knows what
knows?
he's doing.
It looked like he was on like
Did you hear
acid
the
or
cabaret
something.
story?
Yeah. That's a famous story.
Yeah, it's a good one. Listen to the cabaret. Type in
Shia
Shia
LaBeouf
LaBeouf
It's
cabaret.
wild.
Yeah, Shy can do it. You know, Brad can do it. You know, I think, you know, Leo may get it, but I like to have a bit more fun than he may.
Yeah.
I think Charlie Day is one of my favorite comedians. So
He's. I honestly think he's maybe not underrated as a word, but like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia
is the greatest comedy of all time.
I feel
My
like
dog's name is Charlie because
Shut
of
up.
Charlie from the show.
I watched.
Shout out Caroline, who's my fiance. She does not know that, but that is why.
I know. There you go.
There you go.
She's gonna listen to this.
I think that's one of, and I also think that Danny DeVito on that show
Is
as
genius.
like comic relief type character, like a Kramer, whatever. I actually think he might. He probably doesn't get the same attention like a Joey from Friends or a Kramer or a who's on Curb. Leon. Leon's great, but Danny DeVito on that show
It's
is
fantastic.
fucking hilarious. I'll like YouTube at night sometimes, like just Danny DeVito on Sunny or Charlie Day on Sunny. They're
If you get that comedy, my fiance hates it. I fucking adore it.
I think
so
I
appreciate you.
personally, I love The Office. I today would take that over The Office.
Oh,
Great
what was the
show.
second question?
Sorry, I have a question, but before that, a follow up. If you can work with one artist right now,
J. Cole
cool.
or
Figured that out
Kendrick. Everyone would probably tell you Drake, but whatever. I think J. Cole or Kendrick, you can like dive more into the music aspect of it.
Who do you think is more talented between the two of them?
Who?
Kendrick and J. Cole.
I think they're both fantastic.
1A, 1B.
Yeah.
Cool. Last question. If you could give one piece of advice to your younger self, what would it be?
If I could give one piece of advice to my younger self, don't get a credit card in university.
That's good advice.
I think everything that I did led me to where I am right now. Like moving into London, like I was in London for 5 years. I fucked up the first 2 years and failed out. But those 2 years of failing out is how, I got to know you guys and party and build network and build my social skills and learn how to, communicate with people and be outgoing and social. And, I've always had a great head on my shoulders. So, being all that, those 2 years were fundamental of what I do now. Those 2 years of London, hanging out with you guys is like allows me to go in the most like high profile in the EDM space in Miami and hold my own and be fine and walk out with friends with, Dylan Francis or Carnage or all these. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I like that. Honestly, you find that a lot of people like, I was the same way. I almost failed out of first university, but, yeah, it's like those things, those bumps back in the day where in the moment you're like, fuck, I'm failing, I might fail out of school or I did this mistake, that mistake. You're like, shit, could have done this better. But you don't realize the journey's not over, right? And it kind of...
Yeah, it teaches you what to do. And I think it's part of our upbringing of, parents and shit like that. But don't get a credit card. That's the number one thing.
Don't get a credit card.
Love that.
Don't get a credit card in university.
It's been a good one, man. It's been a fun episode.
We appreciate you
thank
coming on
you.
chatting with us. If people want to find out more about you, what you're doing, where can they go? How can they find you?
I don't post much on Instagram, but everything I post a lot of the music that I work on Instagram. So just my name, @Andreas Rizek.
Perfect.
Sweet.
You'll find
Make
me.
sure we share
Nothing
it
on TikTok for you?
No, I tried once.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I deleted it.
Perfect. Well, guys, if you made it to the
Thank
end
you.
of this, thanks for listening. Thanks for being part of the pals. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, follow Andreas, follow your pals. And other than that, signing off. Until next time, pals.
Wow. Good one, Rick. Peace.